Avast me hearties, welcome to the Killer Author Club. Tonight, we are so excited to welcome Linda Hurtado Bond to the clubhouse. We'll be talking all about her newest thriller, All the Captive Girls, in just a minute. So grab your cocktail and your list of questions for Killer Linda, and we will see you on the flip side.
Welcome to the Killer Author Club. 3 best-selling authors talking about killing, of the fictional kind, with the best thriller and suspense authors in the business. Killer conversations, killer cocktails, and killer guests with your hosts, Kimberly Bell, Heather Gutenkopf, and Kara Ruda. This is the Killer Author Club.
Hello to all our new members and our OGs watching live, catching the replay, or listening on the Killer Podcast. We are so happy to have you here. I'm Killer Kimberly Bell.
I'm Killer Heather Gutenkopf.
And I'm Killer Kara Ruda.
And tonight we have Killer Linda Hurtado Bond here with her latest, All the Captive Girls. A couple of PSAs before we get started. The Killers have a newsletter chock full of killer bookish news, including details of the Killers' tour of the Sunshine State next month. Orlando, Tampa, and St. Pete, we are coming for you. And on March 19th, 20th, and 21st, find all the details and sign up for the newsletter at killerauthorclub.com. Also, if you love tonight's show and want more, because who doesn't, check out the Killer Postmortem, otherwise known as the After Show, exclusive to the Killer Podcast. Tonight's show will be available on your favorite podcasting app starting this Friday. Links to download are on guess where? killerauthorclub.com. So now, Heather, would you please introduce our special guest?
I would love to. Linda Hurtado Bond is an award-winning journalist for Tampa's Fox 13 by day and author of romantic thrillers by night. She has won 13 Emmy Awards. That's amazing. 13. Numerous Society of Professional Journalists and Associated Press Awards, as well as a Florida Bar and an Edward R. Murrow Award. A breast cancer survivor, she is also active in the Tampa community with the American Cancer Society, Hooked on Hope, and the Shoot for a Cure, raising money and awareness any chance she gets. She's the mother of 5, 4 athletes, and an adopted son from Cuba. She has passion for world travel, classic movies, and solving a good mystery. Congrats, Linda, and welcome to the Killer Author Hot Seat.
Are you ready? I had to do that. Thanks for inviting me, and thank you guys for showing up dressed up. I love it. I do want to tell everybody that's watching, I'm in a hotel room because I'm about to go on a super secret vacation. So if my audio pops out, I promise you it'll come back. It's just, I don't know, spotty Wi-Fi in the hotel. So thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we are so excited to have you. We love the book. So readers are going to get chatty and start dropping their questions into the comment boxes. But first of all, Linda, can you tell us a little bit about the book?
Yes. So did you guys see Silence of the Lambs? You remember that movie?
Yeah. Still scared.
Yep.
So
lost the audio.
Yeah. It will come back. We'll give it a second.
I knew it would come back. Okay.
So, there we go.
Silence. Just be patient, I promise. Silence of the Lambs. I loved that movie. So I always wanted to set a cat and mouse game between instead of an FBI agent, a TV news reporter, because I'm a TV news reporter, and a killer that, wants to kill her, but also kind of admires her and maybe wants to work with her too. Or does he? So it's this complete cat and mouse game. So I also wanted to write about Gasparilla, which is a pirate festival that takes place in Tampa, Florida, because to me, it's always just been so cinematic. I mean, look, people dress like this, like for a month. And I thought, what a perfect place for a killer to hide in plain sight. If you can imagine me with this hat on and a patch on my eye and bloody makeup and a big costume. So if something bad happened at a parade, you heard shots fired and you looked around, everybody's the bad guy, right? I mean, like everybody's a pirate. So I just thought that would be a really great place to start a cat and mouse game between a reporter and a killer. And that's basically how it starts off fast, right on the first page.
With a bang.
With the bang.
With a bang.
We love books that start that way. So again, viewers, start dropping your questions into the chat and we'll get to as many as we can. But first of all, we need to talk about this episode's special cocktail.
We do. As you know, the killers love our cocktails and mocktails. In every episode, we ask our killer guests to come equipped with a favorite. And Killer Linda has chosen the Gasparilla Rum Punch as her special drink tonight. Linda, can you tell us why?
Oh no.
It'll come.
I had my launch party at the Gas Distillery, which is in Ybor City, which is kind of like New Orleans, Bourbon Street on New Orleans. And the distillery has this wonderful Gasparilla rum punch, and they make all of their alcohol there, like their vodka, their rum. And it's just so delicious. And it was Gasparilla themed. And so that's why I picked it. However, since I'm in a hotel right now, I'm drinking, Hotel Chardonnay, which is kind of a very sad replacement for my Gasparilla rum punch. But cheers.
Cheers.
And congratulations.
Yes.
All right. So the Killer started the Killer Author Club 2 years ago so that readers like you can interact with some of the best suspense and thriller authors in the business. Our winter and spring lineup includes superstars like Amy Tintera, Peter Swanson, Nikki French, Heather Graham, and so many more. For dates, times, past episodes, etc., surf to killerauthorclub.com. But tonight we're here to talk about All the Captive Girls. Bella Day, author of The Witch's Cove, said, from its explosive first page to its breathless finale, this white-knuckle thrill ride grabs you by the throat and doesn't let go. Bonnie Kistler, best-selling author of Shell Games, said, cutting-edge AI meets old-world Tampa in this terrifying chase for a serial killer. Crackling with high-stakes tension and racing at breakneck speed through the streets and tunnels of Ybor City, All the Captive Girls is the ultimate thrill ride. So, Linda, clearly you are a swashbuckling serial killer. Now we need to know your answer to the killer question, who do you kill?
Well, any of my enemies, of course, right? I don't know, who do I kill? Whoever gets in the way, mateys. In the book, it's the reporter doesn't really want to kill anyone, but she finds herself in a position where if she doesn't go after the serial killer, he's going to kill everybody she knows. So that's kind of a conflicting place to be, isn't it? Like, if you're not a killer, but you have a choice, do you pull the trigger?
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I love it.
Say yes on the Killer Author Club.
For sure.
You always pull the trigger.
Right. So, okay. So we already talked about how you start with a terrifying bang at Gasparilla,
right?
An iconic celebration. But can you tell us more about Gasparilla? Like, what is this festival for? Why do they celebrate it? What is it celebrating?
Honestly, I think it started when You Mystic Crew, which is a group of professionals from Tampa, men, wanted to throw a parade, right? And so they glommed onto this legend of Jose Gaspar, which was a pirate that sailed off the Florida coast, or did he? There's no proof. But it became so much fun to have this parade down Bayshore, like Mardi Gras, that now we have, it starts in January and it ends in March, and you have a day parade. Yeah. We're still partying in Tampa. We're still partying. we had the day parade. We had the night parade, which is at night in Ybor City, but it's also a KNIGHT parade. So different crew, they dress up in knights and princesses and, gowns, and it's fabulous. We have a children's parade. We have a Gasparilla Music Festival, a Gasparilla Film Festival, a 5K run. So it literally is like 3 months of fun and reasons to get out and enjoy Tampa for, weekends in a row. And that's what Gasparilla is. It's become quite famous. And I forgot to tell you, the most fun is on the day parade. We actually have a pirate ship in Tampa. It sits downtown in the water, in the bay. And on Gasparilla Day, with the main parade with the Mystic Crew, the pirate ship comes up the bay, and all the boaters that want to in Tampa jump on their boats, and it's a flotilla.
Fun.
The pirates get off the ship and they invade Tampa. And that's when we have the parade, and the mayor's there, and they literally take the key of the city from the mayor, and it's just this big extravagant festival. And so it's so much fun. So a lot of the book is based during Gasparilla, but also in Ybor City, which is like New Orleans, and it's got a history of tunnels under the city that the mafia may have used, because the tunnels lead all the way to the port of Tampa. So we explore that a little bit. We also explore the idea of artificial intelligence, because as a TV reporter by day, it's really messing us up. Like, we get video now. Is it real? It looks real. Wait, would the president of the United States really say that? Maybe. I don't know. So that's the problem these days. And we make people sign forms now when they send video in, that it's not artificial intelligence, and that it's actually the real thing. So the serial killer also uses artificial intelligence to put the reporter at the scenes of crimes that are occurring. And it makes her look like she's either as guilty or at least a participant in some way. So not only does he steal people that she loves, like literally steal them, and he steals her reputation and eventually her job, because now, social media, how quickly people can turn. Like, you're the hero one day and the criminal the next. And so it kind of explores that whole idea of artificial intelligence can be used for really good things, but it can also ruin your reputation and, your life overnight too, if it falls into the wrong hands. So we take a good look at that in the book too.
Yeah, so good. So interesting, because AI it feels like it's everywhere. And so what kind of research did you end up doing to dig into this? Obviously, in your work as a reporter, you're faced with that, with, people submitting videos, but what other research did you do and how scared should we be?
I'm scared. Listen, everything I wrote in that book was fact checked. So it's happening today. So because I'm a reporter, even though it's fiction, I can't help myself. I have to go to the experts. So a friend of mine that I used to be a reporter, Laura McElroy, for years is now an expert in the field of policing. She was a Tampa police PIO for many years, and now she consults all over the country on community relations with the media. So she had some experts in policing and AI. And I talked to 3 of them that are really the experts in their field on artificial intelligence and policing. And then, of course, since I'm in the media, I kind of know already how it's affecting the media and what we're trying to do to combat fakes. So I did that kind of research. And then there's this, the sheriff in. It's coming back. I'm going to give you hand signals when I know it goes. So I had the sheriff of Polk County read the book, and I'm lucky in that in my day job, I have a lot of professionals that know me and have known me for 25 years. And so when I hand them the book and I'm say, can you fact check it for me? They will. So it's really nice to be able to do that, because even though it's fiction, the reporter in me can't be, can't be incorrect. So I
Love that.
to be real.
And this book, like your other books, has a romantic bent. So how do you describe, is this like a genre of your own, or is it like romantic adventure, or how do you describe it?
So I started writing romance. You guys remember RWA back in the day, right? Romance writers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So my first 3 books with Entangled Publishing, which is started as really a boutique romance publisher. Of course, they're everything now, but we started together that way. And so my first 3 books were James Bond kind of adventures, where there's the action adventure mystery to solve, but there's kissing and a sexy guy and a girl, and I just loved all that. My next 3 books were these serial killer thrillers, and I was told by the publisher, no kissing. These are thrillers, no kissing. So
Really?
I said, okay, yes, until the last book. And I'm like, this is the last book in this series. There's going to be kissing. And not only is there's going to be kissing, and not only is there going to be kissing, but I love a good triangle. Don't you guys? Like, I
Oh,
just
yeah.
love good. Yeah. And so I introduced a new character who's kind of, her love interest is a serious homicide detective. I mean, he's sexy and all of that, but he's very serious about his job. So I wanted to introduce like that flamboyant playboy, great looking, that jumps in, that guy that, oh God, you really want to, but you shouldn't because he's going to break your heart. That guy. So I introduced that guy in this book and just had fun with it because it's probably going to be the last in the series unless, Amazon or Netflix picks it up. So I just wanted to, I brought out the old romance writer in me and had some fun with that.
Love it.
Love sexy. We love sexy. All right. So, Diane, does anybody else hear that squeaky sound? It's a bug outside my window, and it's a very loud bug, and it goes all night long. So sorry about that, and sorry to Killer Carrie. She's going to be like,
yeah, it sounds like a squeaky like swing or something.
Here it goes.
Yeah.
You hear it?
Yeah,
I started
It's
talking
the knife.
Didn't you get a
The
name?
knife in the background.
Or a knife. Yeah, it could be a killer on the loose.
Yeah,
There we go.
Okay, now I lost my question. Oh yeah, you also talk back to the AI a little bit. You talk in the book about deepfakes, about what happens, and you were just talking about getting the videos of people and making them sign that saying it's that it's real, that it really happened. But like in your book, you kind of pose the question, like, how do you prove your innocence when it's right there on full color film? Like, how do you? What do you do?
Well, you have to send it to experts because the videos are almost so good that you wouldn't be able to tell. And they're so easy now for someone like me and you guys, we're all over social media and there's pictures of us everywhere, right? So the fascinating thing about AI is it was described to me like you have the detective AI and then you have another AI. So the first AI, they'll grab all the pictures they can of you off the internet and they'll put together an image of you and then they'll post it at like a crime scene. Then they send it to the second AI, which is the detective AI, and that runs through all the things that might make it fake. Your eyes don't look right. The hand is misplaced. There's you need to blend it over here, and it sends it back to the first AI. And so they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth so quickly to create what it then becomes like this perfect image that's really hard, unless you're a forensic digital expert, to tell that it's a fake. And also I learned about Pegasus, which is a program that you can put on someone's phone and they don't even have to click a link. And if like you send a text, they could have access. And this is like, I think the Israeli government, one of the governments used it. So it's not like something that you and I would have, but it's out there. If it gets on your phone, they can read all your texts, listen to you, activate the camera. I mean, this thing that you carry in your back pocket or carry around with you all the time is spying on you.
It knows everything about you. Everything.
It does. Yes. It's kind of scary,
It's
Some of the
terrifying.
stuff I learned I was like, oh gosh, I better behave. Everybody's watching. and right? And as a TV reporter, I can tell you.
No. But the bug is going. The bug is taking over for you.
High quality audio this episode. Yeah.
I say to myself, if you're a criminal, how do you possibly think you're going to get away with anything today? Because you got Ring cameras, you got security cameras, you got iPhones. Everybody's got a phone. there's no way you're going to commit a crime these days and it's not going to be traceable. And the police, they can trace you now from the time you leave your house in your car, and all the Ring cameras, all the highway cameras, it'll track your tag, it'll track your car. They know from the second you left your house to you got to that crime scene and where you went in between. I just don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the way to commit a crime is by, being somewhere on the internet. Just right. You can't go somewhere and do something and kill someone.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah.
It's changed. Everybody's watching you all the time. Remember that.
Donna says
Not
that
to
bug
scare
would
you.
drive me to kill. If I could find it, I would for sure smash it.
Okay, brutality, bug brutality on the killer. Okay, so Linda, are you a pantser or a plotter?
I'm a plotter. But that doesn't mean that when the editor gets a hold of it, everything doesn't change or, whatever. Sometimes it changes along the way too. But I'm a control freak in person. So maybe that's why I plot, and because I'm writing mysteries and I want to drop red flags or, red herrings in there. I know the beginning, I know the end. I kind of hang it on that 3-act story structure, kind of the save the cat. I kind of write because I work in television. I write as if it's a movie or a TV. So I use that 3-act story structure. Again, it doesn't mean it's going to change, but it helps me dive in and it helps me write faster if I have that plot to begin with.
I'm nodding because I agree with all of that. I'm the plotter of the group.
So good. Mm-hmm. I'm learning.
So Renee asked a question that I wanted to ask to talk about. I read somewhere that you're afraid to fly, but your daughter is a pilot. Tell us about that.
Okay, so the story is I'm terrified to fly and I'm flying tomorrow morning and I'm not real happy about it. I'm like, if I could take Xanax, I would. That's how nervous I get. Again, because I'm a control freak and I can't fly the plane. So if something happens, I'm in trouble. So my dad was a pilot in the Air Force and he passed away when I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter, Jackie. All my other kids, and I have 5, they're all in the medical industry. All of a sudden, Jackie, out of the blue, after my dad passes, when she was about 16, says to me, I'd like to go on an eagle flight. I want to see what it's like to fly. So we go up in Tampa and she flies over the Buck Stadium, all the way to the beach, down the beach, over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. And by the time she landed, and we had, there was a pilot flying the plane, but he kind of let her believe that she was flying. By the time we landed, I knew that my dad's spirit had jumped ship into her and that she was going to be a pilot. The kid got her private pilot's license the same year she got her driver's license. And she's in her 3rd week of flying for Delta now. In fact, she's probably landing at JFK right now. So, and I'm totally stalking her. She sends me these websites where you can listen to the ATC traffic control and, she's young. And usually at her age, they pair you with a seasoned captain who's been flying for years. So if you're not flying and you're on the ground, you talk to the tower. So I try to catch her talking to the tower. And it's just been, I was her first passenger in her Cessna when she got her private pilot's license, because I think there's nothing more important than showing your kids you believe in them. Yeah. And she knew that I was afraid to fly, and she's very serious and very by the books. And it was a great flight, and I'll never regret it. And she's living her dream, and maybe my dad's up there flying with her too. Who knows?
Oh, I love that story. That's such a great story.
That is great. That's awesome. And Linda, you're so generous. You're giving away 2 copies of All the Captive Girls to 2 lucky U.S. Winners. And so what we need people to do, it doesn't matter if you're on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, we scour the comments everywhere we stream, but please make sure to shout out where you're from. So the question that needs to be answer this one. What is Linda's day job? Drop it in the comments and we will choose 2 lucky US
I gave you a hint.
Yeah.
I gave you a hint. I think I flat out told you, right? I think I did.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Great.
I hope someone wins. Yes.
Someone will, yeah. The Killers are big fans of independent booksellers and want to support the ones our killer authors love. And Linda loves Oxford Exchange in Tampa. Linda, please
I
tell us why you
do.
love this bookstore.
I love a bookstore in general, but when you walk into Oxford Exchange, you walk into the bookstore, and then to the right is like a place where you can make pottery, and then you walk through, and there's a little coffee bar, and across the way there's a tea bar, and then you walk into this little shop with all these little knickknacks that are great, and then there's a champagne bar, and then there's a restaurant. Then upstairs, you can go upstairs, and there's all these little rooms where, like, what authors like you guys are coming in March, that you can have a book signing and you can have a book event. To me, it's just a magical place. It's one of my favorite places. Like when friends come to town and want to have lunch, I say, let's go to Oxford Exchange. When friends of mine say, let's go have a cocktail after work, I'll go, let's go Oxford Exchange. When I have a book event, I always try to engage with them. And then as on my day job, I'm friends with the bookseller there. So I'm telling her, whenever you have authors that come into town, let me help you. Like, I'm going to interview you guys before your appearance. And I interview a lot of authors because I know how hard it is to get publicity as an author, and certainly how hard it is to get on TV. And it's nice to have people at your book event because you're traveling. So
Yay.
So I help Oxford Exchange, because I genuinely love the bookstore, and I want our independent bookstores to succeed. So, and I want my author friends to succeed too, because it's competitive out there, and you want to fill a room when you come to a book event. You just want to see happy readers out there. So there are many different reasons why I love the Oxford Exchange.
Well, I can't wait to see this store.
We are so excited.
We'll be dropping the link in the comments so you can order Linda's book along with any others on your wish list. And better yet, come pick up the books in person when the Killers are there. We'll be at the Oxford Exchange on March 20th. Details of our books are in killerauthorclub.com. And you guys come see us if you're around. That would be so fun.
Yeah, we would love that.
Yeah.
So obviously the Killers love to read, and our Facebook group is the place to share the love for fabulous books, post pictures, write reviews, ask for recommendations, give yours. We love it when you guys get chatty in the group and talking about what books you love to read, which is why we want to ask our killer guest, Linda, what are you currently reading?
I'm reading a book by Marie Still called Bad Things Happened in the Room. So she blurbed my book, and I'm so excited to read her book. And congratulations to her, because Ripa and Mark Consuelos their production company optioned Marie's last book for TV. And so I'm thrilled for her. And I can't wait to dive into her book while I'm on vacation, to my secret vacation. Yes. So that's what I'm going to be reading now. I just got done reading Ember by Andrews and Wilson, which is kind of a military thriller. So I just jumped into something a little different. So I enjoyed their book too. It was very good.
I love a military thriller.
Yeah.
Well, so February, as you guys know, is Black History Month. And while the Killers enjoy books by writers of color all year round, this month we are highlighting a few that have resonated with us. I am currently reading S.A. Cosby's All the Sinners Bleed, about a Black sheriff, a serial killer, and a small town ready to combust. People magazine called it an atmospheric pressure cooker, and I agree with that. A gritty Southern murder mystery that draws on race, religion, politics, and small town policing in the modern age. Sean, if you're watching or listening, this book is a knockout. Call us. We want to have you on the show.
For sure.
He's such a nice guy too. Can I just mention, he's such a nice guy. Like, you guys know, you've met him at all these writers' conferences, but Sean is, he's great. Yeah. I agree. Great writer too.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, and tonight we are celebrating so many things. So tonight we're celebrating Killer Kimberly's The Paris Widow, which was nominated for an Edgar Allan Poe Award for Best Paperback Original. So this is a huge deal. Nice. So everybody cross your fingers and send good vibes between now and May 1st, when the ceremony, which will be held in New York City, and where it will be held, and the winners will be announced. So good luck, Kimberly. We're going to be cheering you on.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we also have a few new releases out that we want you to add to your toppling TBR. First of all, we want you to check out Not Who We Expected by Lisa Black. So dynamic forensic analysts Ellie Carr and Rachel Davies return to New York Times bestselling author Lisa Black's latest riveting Lockhart Institute thriller as they solve a deadly mystery unfolding in the shadow of a celebrated rock star, excuse me. And we also have The Weekend Guests by Liza North. And that one is about five old friends, a reunion to die for, in Liza North's propulsive and unsettling dual timeline narrative. Truths emerge, secrets surface, and long simmering grudges explode. And by the end of this reunion, at least one of them will be dead. So we've got three of Not Who We Expected, and also 3 copies of The Weekend Guests to give away to lucky US viewers. You know the drill. Drop a comment if you'd like to be entered for any or all of these books. And remember to tell us where you're from. And don't forget to check out the Killer's latest books.
That's right. And just look at this gorgeous cover for Kara's upcoming Jill Is Not Happy.
Ooh.
10th. Gorgeous. Giveaway going on her website for everyone who pre-orders. Details in the link that is coming up right now.
Yay. Thank you. And Heather's latest, Everyone is Watching, is Big Brother Meets Clue and a reality show gone horribly wrong.
And speaking of gorgeous covers, Kimberly's The Expat Affair is out June 3rd, about 2 American expats in the deadly world of Amsterdam's diamond industry. Links for all of these are coming up in the comments.
Yay. Oh, of course, my dog's going to bark. We've got the bug, and my dog always has to. Okay, so you guys, as you know, membership has its privileges. So if you are on Facebook, check out our private members-only group called the Killer Author Club, where every episode, the killers choose a name from the hat to win a piece of swag: t-shirts, mugs, candles, totes, hats, all of which can be found to purchase at killerauthorclub.com. Tonight's winner is Alicia Sheridan. Congratulations. Your address, and we'll send some killer swag your way. And if you want to be a next winner, become a member of the Facebook group. Link is coming up in the comments. And speaking of support, a big killer thanks to Book Reporter for sharing our upcoming episodes in their newsletter. Stay up to date on bookish news at bookreporter.com.
That's right. Well, so Linda, we have some really good news for you. You survived the Killer Author.
I'm alive.
It was close. So tell us, Linda, where our listeners and viewers can find you.
So lindabond.com, pretty easy to find me there. All my books are also up on Amazon, but also on social media, it's author Linda Hurtado Bond. Oh, you got the book box. Yay. Lindabond.com. If you want to follow the TV Linda Hurtado, it's just Linda Hurtado. I added the Bond. You want to know why Bond? My uncle is James Bond.
Oh,
not the sexy movie actor. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Is his name really James Bond?
Yes, my mom's maiden name is Bond, and her brother was James. My uncle is James Bond. So when I was trying to figure out a pen name to write, because Linda Hurtado, the journalist, and then some of what I write is a little sexy. So I wanted to make sure people knew what they were getting. So Linda Hurtado writes journalism. Linda Hurtado Bond writes thrillers. Some of them are sexy. So
love it.
Now you know.
Well, thank you so much, Linda, for being here tonight. That does it for tonight's episode. So thank you to everyone who tuned in, and make sure to mark your calendars for 2 weeks from tonight. We'll be back on March 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific with Hannah Morrissey. She'll be answering all of our burning questions about her new thriller. It's so good, The Unlucky Ones. In the meantime, please find us wasting entirely too much time on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And for all the information you need, times, upcoming schedule, past episodes, recipes, and merch, surf to killerauthorclub.com. And thank you for being part of the club. Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
That does it for tonight's show. Thank you for tuning in. If you'd like to catch our next show live, we're every other Tuesday night on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For times, upcoming schedule, and to catch up on past episodes, visit us at killerauthorclub.com. Happy reading. Now get on out there and kill that TBR.